Hi everyone, welcome to Enlight Radio. My name is Anne Monja,
My name is Moshiko Munyui.
and we are glad to have you or just host you at this show as we talk about being toxic. And so many times we ask ourselves, I'm in a toxic marriage, my friend is toxic, my home, my family members are toxic. This neighborhood is toxic. I really need to get out of this place. I need my peace of mind. But Mshiko, have you ever thought of just asking yourself if you're toxic? What's the definition of being toxic?
Oh my god, that's such a heavy word. It's a heavy word that I think at times you really don't take time to really think and ponder whether what is the meaning of when we say that this person is toxic. When we say, hey, I think my boyfriend or my girlfriend is toxic, what do we really mean? And a toxic person is basically a person who just ejects negatively or impacts people negatively or hurts people either by the way they talk or by the way they behave around to people who are around them. And the interesting thing about toxic people is at times it can be positively or even at times it can be knowingly or even unknowingly. For example, a person or a girlfriend who is so controlling, a guy who is so controlling. And there's this word that we used to say, we used to term people who are so controlling. What was that word?
Controlling.
Oh, he didn't want me to be with other people. He just
He's too much.
He's too much. There's also another word. What is this word? What is this word? Anyway, and the interesting thing is this person, it can be us. It can be us, but we just don't know it.
Very true.
Exactly. So today we are really going to look at what are the signs, what are the causes, so that we can also, because this podcast actually, it's just us evaluating ourselves. Are we toxic to our parents? We can be toxic to our parents.
We can also be toxic.
We'll really talk about that.
And also we can also be toxic to anyone around us, because people are always toxic, but you're not the one who are toxic. So it's really more of us reflecting and just ask ourselves, am I the toxic person, or is the people around me toxic? Because it really draws back to you, so that you may sit and say, where I am right now is on a toxic place. But have you checked your inside? Are you the toxic one?
Exactly.
So let me just ask, what are some of the reasons that you think of being toxic? And one of the things that Ilini slap, you're always the reason you want to be validated. Validation.
1 minute of silence.
But is that a positive or a negative way of validation? Come to think of it.
In what sense?
Because if I'm always the one that seeks validation from people, and it's something that really hurts, or it's something that it screams so hard, that's the negative side. But again, if you've done something good, you need to be validated. You need to be told, oh, by the way, today you look good. Today I love your hair. That's validation. That's positive validation.
Exactly.
But where you are at a place where when you don't receive that validation,
we get it.
Love tunashema vizuri. When you really don't get that validation, it cringes you, or you make yourself feel that you're really not worth it. That means you're toxic. You're toxic.
Exactly. And something else that I feel about that point is, even when you are the kind of a person who always want to be the subject matter. You want to be the person who is constantly on people's mouths. When you go to a place, you want everyone to notice you. When you're in a conversation, you want it to just revolve around you.
And you're toxic.
Am I toxic?
You're toxic. You cannot sit in a conversation and allow people to just give themselves praise, but a conversation is, by the way, I have achieved, I'm driving the latest car, and you're toxic.
Yeah.
That's when you're really toxic.
When it's always about you.
Yeah, when it's always about you.
Yeah.
And you can really not give someone the airways of just them speaking, them just being them.
Yeah.
You just want everyone, the earth to stop and rotate up around you. You're toxic.
Oh gosh.
You'll be toxic.
You'll be toxic.
I know.
Yeah.
So the other thing is,
but how can we fix that?
How can we fix that?
Yeah, how can we fix that? Because I think we are doing an evaluation, and the interesting thing is we are not only only creating this content for other people, but it's also a time for the both of us to also reflect. So at times it can, and we mentioned when we were defining who is a toxic person, we were really saying that this we can at times we display these signs unknowingly. So unknowingly we can just be toxic at sisi wenyewe. So how can we fix that? When you go to our place, and this is just to cut across and just make this point clear, we are really not we are not equating the place of being validated.
Yeah, we are really not.
If being validated feels nice.
It feels good.
Oh my.
Kucha zako ni supu. I know.
Yeah, but when it's too much, and when now, exactly, this is the point. When now you are the person, validation can come unknowingly. For example, and you come tell me, oh, you love my hair. I was like, oh, you do. Thanks. But when it comes to a point now, I am the one who is screaming, constantly screaming for that validation all the time. Not that we are saying that validation is bad, but when it becomes too much.
Yeah,
exactly. So how can we fix this?
I think one of the greatest books that I have read is How to Deal with People. And one of the things that the author was talking about is not always allowing yourself to be the praise person, but also give people praise.
Exactly.
And also it's just more of self-awareness.
Yeah.
When you understand that maybe then napenda validation.
Yeah.
Lakini when it becomes now too much, I always come and say, Mwenja, see, you're toxic. You gonna pride, like when you can literally call out the things in you that really no one can come and say them, or they're really afraid to, and begin now to just try and find a way that, okay, how am I then being able to just chill down? Because one thing I believe I'm controlling.
Yeah.
Wow. But when I'm literally self-aware of that, there are times I literally chill off, and don't behave like the boss always. Just allow others to be themselves. Exactly. Allow others just to speak of their mind, and without telling them, what, unaongea ujinga. Because ninaweza kawa nakusikianga, then in my mind I'm like, oh dear, anaongea ujinga.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
I think you can fix it by just being self-aware, and when you're self-aware, then you try and see how then can I be able to deal with this. So self-awareness is the first thing.
Self-awareness, amazing. Yes. Maybe something else that I'm just thinking, just to add to your point. There's something that I was listening to the other day. It was a sermon, and this person was, I don't remember the topic really well, but this person was saying every day be kind. And being kind is just learn to give compliments. You might not be the kind of person who gives compliments, but just learn to be the person who sees positivity in every person, so that at all times it can be give and take. It can be something that is also being reciprocated, even while you are also receiving validation, even as you are also receiving compliments and all those kind words. Also learn to give as well. So when someone tells you, oh, I love your hair, oh my god, I love your earrings, learn to see something positive in other people. It will also help you, because it's super easy for pride it's super easy for pride to chip into us.
Yeah.
It's super easy for pride to find a place in us, but constantly knowing that other people are also beautiful. I am beautiful, but other people are also beautiful. I am such an excellent leader, but also with other people can also be good leaders, believing in other people and also learning to give other people validation and compliments can also go a long way.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Exactly.
So another sign of you're a toxic person.
Yeah.
This one is hitting home.
Yeah.
May allow me to just read this. Since
Okay.
I have we are prepared enough, very enough.
Yes.
So you are always sarcastic. Sarcasm.
I am such a sarcastic person, so
Give us an incident. Maka Kiingereza kaput.
don't worry. I think, okay, I don't know if my sarcasm is toxic. I don't know, but it's just life is all about, like, no one is perfect.
Yeah.
No one is 100%. There's always something that you are working on, and I think we were just preparing ourselves for this podcast today, and we came up with this point. I was like, oh shoot, I am just sarcastic. I'm such a sarcastic person. So I don't know if mine is is toxic. I don't know. My friends, if you're watching this and you're my friend, please reach out to me and tell me you are sarcastic. So let's dig in so that we can also identify.
One way of being sarcastic is just masking your emotions. I'll use an instance.
Okay.
You walk into a room and everyone else is stressed, and you're like, everyone else is happy, and then you're like, hey, huku ni wapi? You're like, hata hii kitu, hata chakula, hata nguo si poa, or why are they giving her so much attention?
Okay, that is not me.
Or wewe kwani haugetingi jokes?
Yeah.
And the other thing is hiding around that sarcasm and making and stepping on people's emotions, because sarcasm can be, I don't want to say good or bad because I'll be too much, but I know that you can deal with something in a very nice way. And one of the things is just when you're masking your emotions is you're portraying your inner personality to other people and making it sound as a joke, which is a bad thing. So how can you fix these people?
Just stop being sarcastic.
How do you stop being sarcastic?
You stop being sarcastic.
We just said so we said stop being sarcastic.
Anyway, yes.
We don't know how to fix it, but just stop being sarcastic.
Oh shoot, yes. I think also I'm still going to repeat the second thing. Learn to see positivity around you. It's super easy for us. I remember back in my high school, short story. I don't know if she might be watching this, but our deputy principal, I think all the time ungesikia unaitwa na depa, ulikuwa unajua tu uwezi kuwa unaitiwa kitu mzuri, umefanya makosa, and I remember all the time, ikifika time ya kurudi preps and she's somewhere standing and waiting for us to run to classes and everything else, lazima angetoka hapo na makosa. Like, I don't know why, it's just something that me at times I think alikuwa anaona tu makosa tu, and that is it. It's super easy for us to look at a situation. It's super easy for us to get into a room and see a negative thing and see the one thing that they missed.
Yeah,
and that is just so human. It's so human for us to just focus on the error and to notice the error more than the good. So the good thing, the first thing is for us to stop being sarcastic, because it's us. We are owning our mistakes, because at the end of the day we really want to build up healthy relationships. So number one, stop being sarcastic, but just seeing positivity. Stop looking, it's okay to look at the wrong, but just see the other positive thing. I think that's number one, how we can fix the eradicate sarcasm. Yeah,
I think a topic in a hit sana. Yeah. we are tunapanda temple.
Yeah.
So anyway, you deal with the other point is you deal with conflict in a roundabout way.
Una turn things over.
Roundabout inamaanisha unazungukanga tu hapa.
Yeah.
Always walk around or always run from conflict. For me, if you know me, I don't like tutazunguka, like I'm always a runner in terms of conflict. I don't face conflicts. Like I don't have the muscles. We will sort that issue after 1 week.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, ni sawa, let's slide it.
Yeah.
But we've not but we've really not solved it.
So how with that, how can you be toxic?
So well, one, when you're dealing with things with a roundabout, first you do not really acknowledge. I'm literally talking to myself when I'm literally doing this.
Okay.
You really do not acknowledge the fact that there is a problem, there is a conflict, and it needs to be solved.
Yeah.
You do not see that as a conflict.
Okay.
You are like nisawa too. Okay, it's not of a big issue, but the other person is literally seeing it's an issue.
Yeah.
But to you, it's not. So you will always try, like, let's have a conversation regarding that. Si lazima, I'm not ready to have this conversation. Kazi yako unazunguka tu 360 over issues.
Yeah.
And at sometimes it becomes toxic because you will never deal with issues. You will never deal with issues.
Yeah.
And one of the saddest thing about such people is that you are always emotional. Because you always feel like mse amenionea. Mbona huyu mtu una feel like no one else can correct you in a loving way. Yeah. So you always want to create a mask or just hide and just feel like, you know what?
Yeah.
The masquerade of other people is not my masquerade.
Yeah.
And dealing and fixing that is one. Find a method of literally dealing with issues. There are so many ways of dealing conflict.
Yeah.
A conflict resolution. If you are someone who runs from issues, and if your partner, your friend, or your family love confrontation, find a way that when you are confronting issue, you're not confronting me, you're confronting the issue. There's the different ways.
Okay.
You know, I can come confront you, Shiko.
Yeah.
Mbona niliambia viatu zangu ni mbaya? Juu ni mbaya.
Yeah.
But is it really that the issue?
No.
You're using that as an issue, but that is really not the issue.
Okay.
That is really not the issue. So deal with the issue.
Yeah.
Because you really know deep down in you is an issue. But you want to use mbona hukunipigia jana simu?
Yeah.
Ama mbona uliniblue tick?
Yeah, why am I always the one who's calling? You don't call, you don't check up on me.
Yeah. That's it's part of the issue, but it's not the issue.
Okay.
Understand the issue. So, and do not deal with the person when you're dealing with the issue. Do not make the person feel bad, but address the issue.
I love that. Wow. Yeah.
Address the issue.
Okay.
So always address that issue. If you really do not like when someone is calling out something blank on you and you don't feel it's okay, tell them, you know what? When you're correcting me, don't shout at me.
Yeah.
Or don't use examples, I will block.
Yeah.
When you come to me when I'm calm and tell me, you know what? This and this is wrong.
Yeah.
Or don't tell me, you know, juzi ulivaa viatu zangu tena.
Yeah.
Na hiyo juzi ingine pia ulivaa. Mbona unapenda kuvaa viatu zangu? Come find a way you see. And or Shiko, you know I respect you. But let's have boundaries.
Yeah.
Let's respect each other.
Yes.
Like things like wearing my shoes,
Yeah.
wearing my stuff, and my stuffs are out of boundaries. You have dealt with the issue. You've not pointed on my on my my downfalls. But what do you like to do?
Yeah.
Wewe ni mjinga.
Wewe unakupendanga utakange nikitumia zako unatakanga tu zangu wewe ndio mbaya. Yeah.
You'll never deal with issues. So it piles.
Oh gosh, and then eventually you lipuka.
Yeah, then you lipuka.
Yeah.
And then you say like, my sister is toxic.
Yeah.
And you are the one who is toxic because you don't know how to deal with conflicts.
Exactly.
Conflict is just, I think one of the hardest thing in life is living with people and dealing with people. It's hard.
It is.
But it's okay.
Mind you, people are so different. These are people who are brought up differently, different backgrounds, different personalities. You need to. So even as we are talking about that point, it's also important for us to know that I love how you've really brought it up, and for anyone who does that and anyone who is like that, just learn to speak out your feelings as they come. You hurt me. Yes, you hurt me. Learn to deal them, and it might not be as hard as it is, as it might seem to be in your head. It's never that hard. So stop piling up and just speak them as they come. That is how, in the long run, we earn respect. That is how, in the long run, how we learn to live with each other, So it really, really does help. Yeah.
So the other point is everything is a competition.
Oh gosh.
So what do you think about that?
Everything is a competition. Just not long ago we were talking, it was just a month of whereby we were really talking about mental illness, and even today's topic, it's still in the space. And this point, for example, a person you think as if you are the person who has gone through the most. You think as if other people's problems, they are not problems, by the way. At least one is a first world problem.
That was a third one.
Okay, I don't know why we are laughing. So it's never a competition. Well, it is never a competition. Yeah. A pain is a pain. I think that is it.
Yeah.
A pain is a pain. Whether it's a heartbreak, whether someone lost their job, whether someone lost anything, even if it's a cat.
Yeah, it's true.
Even if it's a dog.
Yeah.
Pain is a pain. It doesn't matter how less it is. It doesn't matter how you perceive it as a person from the receiving end. It doesn't matter. It's never a competition, and learn to feel them. If someone comes and vents out to you, if someone wants a listening ear, listen. Don't. And then I loved the time that we were really tackling about mental illness. Someone said, when someone comes and confides in you, stop trying to bring up another when we are saying I know how it feels like, even me, I lost this. No, it's not a time for you
don't know how it feels.
You don't know how. So stop, just and also stop telling them I understand. It's not a competition. You don't understand. So just tell them, well, I don't get it. I might not really feel how you're feeling, but I am sorry you had to go through that. I am always here for you. Let me know how I can pray with you.
Or also how I can just be there with you.
Or even walk with you.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well said and done.
Okay.
So another thing is you turn everything to a joke.
I mean, okay. Okay, yeah.
Hey,
that's
toxic
cool.
It's
so funny.
It's so funny, by the way, I think when we are doing this, please kindly be checking this. Pia mimi niko hapa. Umefika
Tusifike kwangu. Yes, it's super true. Oh gosh.
It's so bad true.
Yeah.
So anyway, you turn everything to a joke. umeingia kwa room umepata watu wanakula or they're just chilling and you want to tell someone how bad their hair is and you're like, by the way, kwani hawezi shuka, kwani unanga pesa ya kushuka? It's a joke.
Yeah.
But you're being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Or hizi eyebrows zako kwani haujui kuzichora?
Yeah, exactly. Hizo si brother na sister, ni cousins.
Na venye take them asubuhi.
Yeah. You're always turning things to a joke.
It's sad.
Yeah. But do you know, funny thing is, there's a very thin line. There's such a thin line, because we might really want, for you it might be a joke and you want the other person
to laugh about it,
and to look less serious, but you really don't know. And every time, even while we are going to focus on how to fix it, try to put yourself at the receiving end. If you're the lady who really took your time in drawing your eyebrows, I know that because I totally struggle. And the first person that I meet with jokes about my eyebrows, and that is the very first person that I meet with. Oh gosh, they will really alter with my self-esteem.
Yeah.
And if I'm a person who really takes things seriously, where it might really be hard on me. So every time when you're even making a joke, think about them first.
Yeah.
And know who you're joking with as well.
True.
Exactly. Jokes are not bad, but also, and I think something else that personally I've also been doing, because I'm a person who really loves talking a lot. When something comes, when all is said and done, and it's evening, I'm about to sleep, and I'm just reflecting how my day has been, when something comes to my head again, that person might be hurt. This other day I made a very bad joke, and in the evening I thought about it, and when we met with this person, I actually had to apologize to this person. I was like, I feel I was insensitive. Yeah. I feel when I said this joke, but this person also didn't want me to, people don't really actually have the courage to tell you, by the way, how you address this issue was so wrong. I didn't feel good. That person might not really be in that position to do that, but once that idea comes to your head, just tell them, go apologize and be like, hey, by the way, I realized that joke that I made, I wasn't supposed to make it, and I am so sorry. Because at the end of the day, we are learning.
They become sometimes a bigger person.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt. So the other point is you think pointing out someone's flaws will help them change.
Wow.
Every time. Unajua unakuanga na kiburi sana. Unajua spendi venye how let's not be spiritual right now. We get that. Unajua unajua nini?
Unakuanga egocentric, it's always about you. Unajua wewe unakuanga mlazy, like, oh gosh,
ninajua I am those are my flaws.
Yes. Unajua venye unakuanga slow, ukiharakisha maybe unaweza make it kwa hii life. Ukiweza thinking haraka.
Unajua venye wewe ni mnono, unafaa kupunguza weight.
Usiingie gym sasa this year. But tunaanzia gym next year for real. Yeah, it's super true.
And always pointing out people's flaws. I'll say this because the Bible says, allow me to say this. Before you remove a speck from your brother's eyes, my brother, my sister, remove that, the same speck in your own eye.
Yes.
First really check, are you that person who is sawa, ni sawa, ye ni mnono, is she comfortable with her being fat?
Yeah, it's super true. Yes.
But you can also tell them in a good way. You can point out flaws on people if it's something that will benefit them to grow on a positive way.
Yes.
Do not point out my flaws when you want to kunikanyagia kwa carpet. Don't do that. You're toxic. Watch out for toxic.
I think from a personal experience and story, there's this time I had gone for this exposure. Let me just call it exposure. It was a mission exposure, and at this point, it was a Christian based. And first, when we enrolled, we were given evaluation test, and you were paired up. You were paired up to two, and you had to really study your friend. And then after around 4 weeks, we had a time whereby we could really talk out. We could really talk out characters that we feel that people should work on. And I will never forget this. Someone told me, Shiko, you are so insensitive. And I kind of, in as much as I felt hurt, I took that positively. In a sense, it really helped me. This person, maybe I said something insensitive to them.
Yeah.
Because actually, I'm a sanguine. I'm such an extrovert, I'm such an outgoing person. And I will really, and at times, like, people call me gaslighters, but at times, even when you are busy gaslighting, you might think you are saying something positive, but the other person on the receiving end might not really capture your positivity in whatever you're trying to say. So maybe along the way, while I was busy interacting with these people, maybe at some point I was super insensitive. Well, I took that as it really didn't sit on me well, but eventually, while I was thinking, it has really shaped me. In a sense, before I say anything, I will really think about it. Am I sensitive to this person's feelings? When I call out this person, will I be sensitive? Is there another positive way to call out this person?
Yeah.
Well, this person didn't handle me well because he bashed me mbele ya watu, but I wish he called me on the side and be like, hey Shiko, we start with good compliments first.
Yeah, you always start with good compliments.
I love the way you are such a gaslighter. I don't know the meaning of that. I love the way you lit room. I love the way you lit room. I love the way you are so outgoing and the way you're so sociable. But how about every time that you're talking to people, how about you start being sensitive to people? Accept and understand that people are not like you. People have different personalities. People are so different. So how about you start being sensitive to people's feelings? You see, so stop, even in as much as you really want to change everyone, in as much as we see flaws in other people, because I mean, we are imperfect people. We are so imperfect people. We are. Look away. Find a way that you can really be able to point out their flaw if it's necessary. We are talking about necessary things. For example, if it's in the workplace and there's this colleague of yours who is always finding himself in trouble, and if the issue here is coming to work late, sit them down and tell them, hey, wait, what's up? How can I help you? What time do you wake up? What time do you take to do? How about you try sleeping early? If you have a problem with waking up early, how about you try sleeping early? You know, you are solving, you've actually pointed a flaw in them, coming late to every event or anything, but you're also trying to solve the problem and trying to help them see how can you change your perspective. Maybe sleeping in early, there's always a way of don't bash out people's flaws, because we are imperfect people, and everyone, including you and I, we have flaws in us. But if it's necessary, try to handle it well.
Very true.
Yeah.
I cannot add anything about that.
Yeah.
So that it's very true.
It's super deep.
So it's super deep. And you're getting deep. Where?
The pressure is getting worse.
And worse.
Yeah.
On to our last and final. I think let me combine these two. Let me combine these 2 points. Yeah. You just tell everyone. The first point is you just tell everyone to change their mindset, and then the other point is you push others to see your truth.
Wow. Yeah. I said I'm not perfect, so I might be struggling with that. Yeah.
Higher, I'll use this example, and this I think it's the worst example I'll use.
Yeah.
Higher. I think I'm a victim of this. A 50%, 10% of it. The first point, you tell just everyone to change their mindset. someone comes and says, Monj, I'm struggling with finances. Imagine it's all about discipline. And
Oh my god, I think I love that. Be disciplined. Maybe
Yeah.
Try savings. Do you
Try
have any savings?
yeah, try savings.
Wow. Oh,
And
I love
the
that.
funny
example.
thing, that person doesn't have an income,
Doesn't even have a job.
doesn't even have a job.
Yeah.
And you're literally telling them that, you know what? Imagine you'll not create wealth by just eating. Hata hawezi kosa pesa ya kusave. I can imagine this is me. This is my inner me telling myself this, because I have found myself at scenarios that I read this and I was like, this is the last thing I'll literally say, because I have found myself in 3 scenarios telling people, you know what? Tunapenda kupenda sana advice tufikirie.
Yes, true.
Ama someone comes and tells you, Mwanja, imagine today I have not been praying. How don't you Nini?
How don't you pray?
How don't you pray?
How can you live without praying? Even a
Imagine.
single day? Yeah.
To them it's a struggle.
Yeah.
To them it's a weakest point.
Oh gosh.
But since you wake up every day at 4 and you pray for 1 hour, you think everyone does that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bad place to be.
Yeah. It is.
Hi, another example.
Yeah.
I'll use when nimchopikwa mao. How can I pass maths? This is an example that she used to tell us. When you want to pass your exams, even people who go to school and speak, or you know what you have fast, it all begins in your mind.
Yeah.
There's a truth to it. But again, you also have to be wise when you're dealing with the mind.
Exactly.
Because I know the mind is everything.
Yeah.
I cannot begin to wake up today and say, today I will not fail maths.
Yeah.
That is what teachers used to expect us to do. I'll get an A.
And write all over our lockers. Tuandika score. Napata A maths.
And
Yeah.
they only tell you how you'll be able to overcome that is by changing your mindset.
Change your mindset. Motivational speakers.
Change your mindset.
It all begins in the mind.
And you'll become a great person.
And you'll become the greatest leader.
It's all it's all in your mind.
Yeah.
So that thing sometimes is a cliche.
It's such a cliche, by the way. It's such a cliche. It is. Na ilianzia tukiwa wadogo.
Imagine, na bado tunaendelesha your cycle. It's all in your mind.
Exactly.
But as much as
There's some truth.
there's some truth in it,
Yeah.
as much as you also have to understand how to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'll start with the first example. Someone comes and tells you, sijakuwa siwezi save. First understand their state of income.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is her responsibility? Does she take care of her family? What and what? If she doesn't have a responsibility and she's having 100,000, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
And other person, it is discipline measures. You place, unaonanga venye unachukulianga mtoto kiboko. You now make her see the grave you're digging for yourself.
Yeah.
That is it. You first help someone to see they're different.
Yeah.
As much as I will not wake up today and begin say, today I'll begin to save. Imagine utanipea kesho 10,000. Nitakula hiyo pesa.
Yeah.
But it's still in my mind I want to save.
Yeah.
But we've not shown someone
Yeah.
the importance of doing it and how
Yeah.
they can be disciplined to that.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we are told to be stewards of our resources. And stewardship is the important thing. You cannot create wealth by not being a steward.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the other point was always push your truth on others.
Your truth.
Your truth.
Yeah.
It's your truth. And this is being really toxic. If I have not said what I have said,
Yeah.
if I have if I have lied, or you say this thing is really not what you said, don't push your truth on me. Don't push your truth on me.
Yeah, don't.
Stay with your truth and I stay with my truth.
Exactly.
If I believe that if drinking, wearing slippers is okay, that's my truth. If you don't believe it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Let's stop shoving our truth to people's truth.
Yeah.
Understand, the best way you can do it is let them see the reason is why they'll believe your truth.
Oh yeah.
If I tell you that God is love and you've never experienced his love, and that's my truth,
Yeah.
and you don't know that truth,
Yes.
show them how they'll be able, or pray with them so that they may be able to experience that love, so that it will also be their truth when they experience that love.
Yeah.
Because it's my truth.
Yes. And you can be wrong.
And you can be wrong.
Yeah.
So don't.
And your truth can be a lie.
And your truth.
It's truth to you, but it's actually
It's a
lie. Yeah, exactly. I think the person who said that everyone is entitled to their own opinions was correct. I mean, just the other person might be wrong. They might be having a myth on something and everything else, but don't push your truth on them. Learn to tell people the truth. I think this is it.
Yeah.
Learn to tell people the truth, but don't push it on them. If it's right, because one thing I know is when you tell someone the truth, when they are just sitting all alone, it will come back to them. Yeah. And they will actually ponder on it and think on it. The thing here is, don't push it. Even your truth might be a lie. Learn to accept people's opinions, learn to accept other people's truth, and try to bring in your truth in a way that is loving, in a way that is caring, in a way that, guys, you don't have to go by my truth, you don't have to go by my way, you don't have to go by my opinion, but this is just my thought. Well, you can just think about it. Let it always be a conversation. Yeah. Because truth is, you will always never be right.
Very true.
You are never right all the time. There are times that you might think you are right, but you are not right.
Very true.
So stop inflicting people with your truth. It might be a lie. Exactly. So I think we can continue. We can talk about this on and on and on. Ooh, but what was your take home today?
Well, hey, my take home is just, you are a work in progress. Keep on healing. Getting to know yourself is a constant thing. Because I don't think that we literally finish this today. Because I think we've prepared so much.
Yes.
And we have other things. I think we'll do a part 2 of this.
Yes, it has.
So that we talk about now the causes of toxicity.
Exactly.
Because and I think for me that's it's just jitange mkutano kila siku.
Exactly.
Ukiamka hivi kaa hivi chini ufikiri, funga tu macho ujiulize jana nilifanya nini? How can I be better?
How can I be better?
Don't change any other person. The best person you can change is you.
Exactly. Even as we wrap up, I feel that we need to understand that we are different. All of us are different. How I have been brought up is how you've been brought up. My perspective, how I view faith, how I view spirituality, how I view finances, how I view everything is so different from you. So understanding that we are all at different levels, and even with that understanding, appreciate people's views, appreciate how they've been brought up, appreciate everything about them. And I love what you've said. Every evening, evaluate yourself. If at some point you feel as if you are at wrong, you are the one at wrong, learn to apologize as well. Because it's in apologizing that we, And this is something that I'm always telling myself. I will treat others the way I'd love to be treated. So the same way, if I wrong someone, even if to them it was so petty, I will still say sorry. Yo, I realized what I said or the joke that I brought it up, I think that wasn't funny. I think that was so insensitive of me. I will learn to apologize, so that if someone says something rude to me, I will actually be like, yo, but then what you said wasn't good. And that is how I can also be able to earn my respect.
Yes, true.
I can be able to air out my feelings and also accept other people to air out their feelings. And I will respect and I will appreciate and I will give them feedback. Something else is, it's also important for us to have other people who are keeping us on check. Have an accountability partner. Once in a while, this is a character evaluation. Character evaluation is like where it's so hard, but it's so necessary.
Very necessary.
Have every time, once in a while, have some characters that you are working on. When your friend, just have an honest conversation. Just have an honest conversation with people, because at the end of the day, these are things that we are rejecting on people. It's our behavior. It's our words that we are rejecting on people. Call someone who really knows you, and someone that you know can really tell you the blunt truth. Ask them, by the way, how do you feel? How do I handle people? Do you think I'm kind? Give yourself credit. Also, allow them to give you the positive thing. Tell me, do you think I'm kind? What do you love about me? What do you think I should work on? Do you think I'm such an impulse person? Do you think I react to the anger in different situations? Do you feel how I handle some certain situation? Do you think I handle it wisely? I'll learn to be with people who can keep you accountable. Learn to accept what you're working on. For example, if you're working on patience, extend grace also to yourself.
Very true.
Extend grace, but because this is a podcast where we're just evaluating ourselves, well, those are just some of the ways that we can also ensure that we are healthy ourselves, and that whatever we are projecting on others, it's also healthy, and that we are building each other, and that we are actually a blessing to other people, and we can be favorite. We are actually, people love coming to me because they see me as a safe space. People love just enjoy being around me, and this is not something that you wake up and you become the perfect person. It's something that we work on day in, day out. Yep.
Well, that is Enlight Radio, where we enlighten you on things. That has been such a deep conversation.
Exactly.
Wow, and we are not yet done. So I think guys will give you a part 2 of this. So till next time, bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching. Where is the video link? I threw it. It's looking out.